What's up guys, Nightingale here and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a lot of spicy information that we want to talk about. Before we get into anything else, I have a little bit of something I want to talk to you guys about just to keep you guys updated. Yes, I'm still making videos and I'm still working on the Ultimate Beginner's Handbook. I know I haven't been releasing anything and I told you guys the Wyvern video is coming. Correct. It is still being worked on. I actually started over to make sure that we can get it better. But you also have to realize right now my schedule is very, very busy on a lot of stuff I'm working on with the original character and all of that IP stuff. So, it's going to be a little bit, but I am working on it whenever I have free time. I'm going to try to get it done. I'm doing the best I can with it. I promise you it is still coming and it's going to happen. Just please be patient. Now, with that, we've also got now something else cool to talk about just before we get into the rest of the video is I've got 50 free summons for you right here. Make sure you redeem this code. This is a redeem code inside of Epic 7. Jump in, grab the redeem code, get your 50 free summons, aka, or your 50 free covenants, which is a free 10 pull. Good luck, save it, you're gonna need it, especially with what all we're talking about. So let's go ahead and jump into the video and let's start talking about what's going on. So first off, we're going to quickly mention the collab. We're going to talk about the custom group summon because it's probably why you clicked on this banner because you're going, wait, what? I'm going to give you the clues on why I think it's on its way. I'm going to tell you about what will I be doing, and then we're going to wrap up. So let's start first off because a lot of you are going to be wanting to know my opinion on the collab, and here it goes. While we're going to cover the collab in more detail, as far as this video is concerned, they're okay. They're not absurdly busted, and they're not the worst units out there desperately needing a buff, okay? So, they are summonable, worthy units, but they're not necessary. They're not going to be game-defining. They are average, which is great. We don't need these absurdly broken units to be released every single time, because then it just becomes a one mechanic after another that you just can't avoid. And so they're cool. If you're a full Metal Alchemist fan, they're probably must pulls for you, but listen and pay attention and see what you think. And especially when we get into the collab stuff next week, we'll go into them a little bit more in depth as things go on. So yeah, we've got a collab coming, but this information may be more important to some of you. Which comes up to the custom group summon. So we're gonna first off just approach this as if you're a new player and you've never heard about the custom group summon. Let me just quickly show you this. So where it'll be is it'll be inside your summons, and it'll be another tab up here where you see the Kisei and the cigarette patches. You'll see a big banner like that, and it'll say in big bold letters, custom group summon. If you go look through some of my old videos, it's probably around in April, May time, somewhere around in there, you'll see me start talking about the custom group summon. There might even be a few older videos that actually go into, I show off my actual pulls as well as I go through my top units that I suggest for like new players, where depending on where you're at, I kind of give you some suggestions on some things, so do keep that in mind. But it'll appear here, and the way this banner works is really simple. There is no pity, so where you see the 120 left until Sigurd guaranteed summon, that will not be the case. Each pull is a coin, and each coin will add up to eventually buy an artifact or a hero. So it's 120 coins, which is the 600 bookmarks or 120 pulls to get the hero. And on top of that, an artifact costs 100 coins. Now, why this is so powerful, sir, for certain players is because you're getting 3 units at once you are trying to rip for when you're pulling, which just has a lot of value for brand new players starting the game. This is valuable because you really want to start your account early on with Tamarin. Getting Landy early on is huge, so having the Grass Ranger Landy is massive, and then I typically, for new players, I kind of just throw Luna in there because type advantage, S3 with Draco Plate. It's kind of like a fail-safe newer player unit, but really it's kind of a flex spot to be really where do you want to go, depending on things. Some of you might pick up SSB. Who cares what this third slot really is? As long as you are working on Tamarin and Landy, it's pretty much a third fill-in slot. Now, this summon is got some big keys that are saying that this is on its way, and I want to make sure that you guys are ready for it and aren't going, oh, What? If you have an IQ above 5, you can see this coming. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to start talking to you about the clues of why I think this is coming. So if we head over to, 1 second, we're going to cut because I forgot to set that up. Okay, and we're back. Real quick, yep, I didn't have a couple of the files put in. I forgot to do it, so here we go. So, clue number 1 is missing persons. Where is Seaside Bologna? Now, if you've been around and been following the update notices and or hanging out with on stream, you've been seeing the barrage of people asking, where in the world is Seaside Bologna? Where's Seaside Bologna? I don't know. Let's go open the book and see if we find the one character in the book that happens to look like Bologna. Well, here's a couple clues at why this is a big deal and why she is probably, and why the custom group summon is coming. Whenever Seaside Bologna tends to show up, there's another unit that tends to come along with that. Recently, we just got a Rowana rerun, which is now Rowana's second rerun of the year, typically one of 3, and normally shows up around the release of Seaside Bologna. 1, because she's an absolute hard counter to Bologna. So, and as well, that same week, they actually trolled you and released Grass Bologna instead of Seaside. Well, there's the imprints for Seaside Bologna. Now, Seaside Bologna, I initially told you guys back in the original one to not pull for her inside the custom group summon because she was going to get run as a brand new, or as a singular one-off banner. I also had another theory that I've been talking about a lot on stream for that time period and all the way up to today is that they kind of need to start retiring limited units. And what I mean by retiring is take away some of the limitedness that they are limited, but they aren't general pool units like what you can summon for right now inside the Covenant banner. So if you were going to do a normal 10 pull, they wouldn't be in it. But by making these run multiple times a year, my suggestion was once a quarter. That takes all the limited units we have currently in the game, and now we delimitize them, make them a little more generic, but now frees up the entire calendar year schedule for new limited units. This is a very important thing because right now what you don't want is the I have a limited a month kind of thing. Are they really limited at that point? No. So what happens is if you are able to declassify all these units as limited units, but now just more generic pool limiteds, it now frees up to where you can get your once a year limited units, new units to take their spots because we're still missing the episode 4 limited hero. So we had Landy was our episode 3. We had Cerise, which was our episode 2 hero. And then we had Deanne, which was the episode 1. So we're missing number 4, which is going to run between now and the end of the year. So episode 4 limited. Well, now if you've got to cram it in between Fairy Tale Tenebria, Cerise, Landy, Luna, you start seeing players are going to go, but I don't have the bookmarks for it. Henceforth, why the custom group summon makes a lot of sense of declassifying SSB, as she's one of the oldest limited units here. Now, while it's tragic for trying to chase Redgar's drink, let's be real, it can be bottled. It's just going to take a little more time, and maybe you'll get lucky. There is that. So let's go to clue number 2 now, which is along the same vein. So clue number 2 is right here. Holiday Euphine. Another one. Where is she? It's summertime. Well, just remember, summer ends here in the Northern Hemisphere at the end of September. Well, we're August 20th. We've got about a month left. For those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, you're about to hit spring because it's winter for you down there. But as far as the game goes, we're considered Northern Hemisphere, and all the scheduling and events are planned off of us because we're special. I don't know. That's my advice. I got nothing. But, so Holiday Euphine is clue number 2. Now, Holiday Euphine's actually got 2 purposes here. One, she has not been rerun yet. Now, there's a second one, which is an even greater clue to the overall process here. So if we go over to the next slide, basically call this clue 2.5, is the balance patch schedule. What I did is instead of going through and listing everything from this year, I went ahead and just put in a couple, and here's how this works. Balance patches get run once every 8 weeks. Okay? So from April 14th to June 9th is 8 weeks. From June 9th to August 4th is 8 weeks. And from from August 4th to September 29th, which is our next balance patch, is 8 weeks. And then 8 weeks from the 29th is the 24th of November. So there's your 2 next balance patches. That's the day they will drop. Okay? So these balance patches run on an 8-week cycle. We're currently in this one. Now, I want you to pay attention to that date right there and this right here. We are currently in window for her to be rerun. Because so far, tradition holds they have never run a limited unit that got a buff and did not run the unit. This is huge if we come right here to the update notice, which is hidden behind this screen right here. Windows are popping up in the wrong spots now. Is the August 4th balance patch preview. And what I want you to notice is right up there at the very top is Holiday You Fiend. And Holiday You Fiend did get a buff right here. So, Holiday You Fiend is still in window as long as it's prior to that date right there. She's in window to still be run because they haven't run a unit as a limited unit that never got a buff that didn't get a banner run in that cycle. So she's due to have a banner because of the balance patch. But with Collab coming, it kind of displaced it because you have anniversary and all this other stuff. You're kind of going, but where are you going to fit it in? Custom group summon makes the most sense. Okay, let's continue on because there's more clues here. And, you know, what better way to play Sherlock Holmes than to follow the clues? All right, clue number 3. Magical Girl Deanne. That's right. Magical Girl Deanne is our next clue. Now, why is this important is because this comes back to a fiasco thanks to Smilegate and the Judge Kisei RTA skin. There's a little bit of drama with that. Judge Kisei was an RTA season skin. Well, they didn't realize, but tradition had shown, and through every other banner that had possibly shown up, is when they run a skin, they typically run the unit. If y'all don't understand, I said Deanne is a season 1, our first episode limited unit. And now they're bringing out one of the most coveted, sought after, please release requested skins, which was Magical Girl Deanne. After the April Fool's joke, which was way too good to be an April Fool's joke, and then on top of that, they started promoting it in E7WC. Yeah, no, they were canonizing this thing and making it happen that this is going to be an official look for Deanne. There was no way that the skin was not coming at some point. It was just when. They did way too much for her to not make this thing happen. So this is your next thing. And what I want you to notice down there is it says the 2022 World Championship Season Epic Pass. Whenever there's an Epic Pass, that means the unit gets run. You name it, every unit that has been since I started playing, minus Judge Kisei's, had the unit run during that time. Now, why would we release a limited unit during a collab? Because here's what I want you to figure out. The collab's gonna run for 3 weeks. Yeah. So starting on the 25th of August, which is 5 days before anniversary, you've got Deanne's skin, or you've got the collab dropping, which also could drop the Epic Pass at the same time. So why are you gonna run a limited unit alone during this? Now this doesn't make sense, especially when you start adding up the other clues. Deanne is in that custom group summon. Hello? Deanne got a buff and an exclusive equipment while being run on the custom group summon. See? The clues add up that a custom group summon is on the way. So Magic Girl Deanne is our 3rd clue. Now our 4th and final clue I've already lightly mentioned, which is anniversary. The Korean anniversary is August 30th, 2022 this year. And Globals is going to be November 8th. And then I think I can't remember where Europe falls, and I think Japan is the day before us, but a year later. But this is something important to notice, is because we have the Korean anniversary, which is the best anniversary of the two we are going to see. The Korean one they go all out for. This is the one that they typically give away the free ticket. Now, this is why things are going to change a little bit with the custom group summon and who the new players are going to summon for if that ticket does show up here. If it doesn't, it's fine. The custom group summon's still really powerful, but that free selector ticket gives you a unit guaranteed for free that is in the normal RGB pool, which means you take Tamarin out of it. Yeah. So, now you get to summon for something else as long as that ticket shows up. So, Korean anniversary is 5 days after the collab starts. Now, typically this is a pretty hype time for Epic 7. November 8th is the next date that I want you to pay attention to, because that's when Slime is potentially to be rerun. It dropped last year around this time. So keep in mind that if you are wanting the Slime units, they could be showing up around that time right there. Now that doesn't mean that that's guaranteed or that's what they're going to do, but they've already said both collabs in a prior post this year, both collabs are going to be rerun this year. ReZero has already been rerun, so that leaves, and Guilty Gear has already been run, which was done before the announcement, may we add. So ReZero is going to get run, and Slime is going to get rerun as well in 2022. So Full Metal Alchemist is this year's new collab, and next up will be Slime at some point between now and then. So could we get a new unit? Very well we could. The fan favorites right now are Veldora, Shion, and Benimaru. Who knows where they're going to end up going. But right now, just know that that is also coming down the pipe, and if you're a brand new player, well, let's be real. Rimuru's a little more broken than any of the Full Metal Alchemist units because he straight up ignores mechanics completely. Can't be one shot? Oh, well, here's 10,000 fixed damage and your one shot. So, what's defense? Completely ignores it. Just straight 10,000 fixed damage. Just have a few buffs. So, obviously more broken than the Full Metal Alchemist stuff. But Slime not your thing? Cool, great. Pull on the Full Metal Alchemist banner. Not telling you not to. So, these are the clues that are pointing to a custom group summon and why I want you guys to be aware in what's going on. Now, I'm just going to sit here and rest up, and we're going to finish up on what will I be doing. Well, here's how I'm approaching this scenario. The only unit I am slightly and remotely curious on is Ed for Full Metal Alchemist. But here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be waiting till the very last day, which will be the Wednesday prior to a patch stream, to make sure that this is confirmed before I pull. Because I want to make sure that my best investment is going to be going into what I think. I also want to give it time for the players to start pulling and using this unit to see if it is even anything worth. Because, let's be real, they have a bad track record of it sounding as broken as everything on paper, get it into the game, and then it kind of sucks. It's just, they have a track record of doing that. Where it looks cool on paper, let's just kind of pick on ML Pavel, and then turns out the multipliers are trash, and yeah. So, hooray. So, for me, I'm going to be waiting till the very last day to even pull him. As far as Roy Mustang's concerned, I'm hard skipping. He does nothing for me. It's not my playstyle. I need nothing of that. So, as far as me pulling him, gone. I don't have the mentality and I don't have the curse of I've got to catch them all. That crap does not fly with me, and I think it's a stupid mentality to begin with. Sorry if that's the way you play the game, but for me, mechanics are way more important than gotta catch them all. And let's be real, you're gonna have one blank space, a forever blank space, if you are a new player, because Kazuna AI at this point has a 0% chance of getting rerun. So you'll forever be one short, so what does it matter if you can't end up getting them all? So for me, I'm going to be probably going more interested in going into the custom group summon because that has more value for me. Artifacts, units, and are way more, I need them more than I need those two collab units. They don't really do much for me. Their kits don't change how I would play. It doesn't solve any issues I need. So therefore, I'm kind of cool if I skip out on them for now because they're not really necessary. I don't see any need into it, and let's be real, there are 2 fire units, and grass or water units will absolutely decimate these units. You don't need them. As far as what will I be doing, I'm probably going to go after Draco plates, because Draco plates in my warrior fetish is huge, so let's be real, I probably want a few more Draco plates. I've been eyeing Celine to get the Secret Art Storm Sword artifact and to get dupes of her. And I don't really know after that. The 3rd slot is kind of elusive in what I want to do. I've thought about Ha Young, Hui Young, or whatever you want to call her name. I've been just kind of looking around at what will benefit me and my account, and who do I really need dupes of more, and especially with artifacts. I've looked at Charlotte because I really want some Elbrus Ritual Swords, but then I'd just feel bad if I just got a bunch of Charlottes. So I don't really know what I want to do with my 3rd slot, because I want to try to get something that's got a lot of artifact and hero value in one combo. Since Luna I don't really need, I just need the artifact. If I'm going into Celine, I really need the artifact more than I need the unit. And it's not even guaranteed I see any of these artifacts on the whole way down. We only got like 1 Draco plate and like 2 Sigurd sides in the entire 1800 bookmarks I pulled. I pulled 3 Deanne artifacts though, which is great. Actually, the Deanne artifacts, fun fact, they're still sitting in my storage to this day after the last custom group summon. Right there, I got 2 of them. I've never pulled them out of my inventory. So I don't really know what I'll be doing, but as far as the collab's concerned, I'm probably skipping because I think that there's more important value coming up soon. And that's not even them. It's what could be the episode 4 limited unit, what could be coming with slime, because you've got 2 out of the 3 are definitely 2 I'm very, very interested in. If it's Veldora, I'd be very interested in him. If it's Shion, it's a must pull. I mean, it's Shion. It's Shion. And Benimaru, I've already had in other games. I don't really necessarily need him. He'd have to have something I specifically need for me to pull him. I don't have to collect. I don't have to collect them all. So on top of that, we don't know what new game-breaking RGBs they're going to release on their own between now and the end of the year, so I might as well hang on to some resources, and just in case something absurdly broken that does mandatory need to be pulled will be there. That's how I'm going to approach this. Things can change. Roy could end up becoming one of the most broken units of all broken units. Maybe we'll end up pulling him. Maybe his stuff on paper sounds like crap, but then in reality, it's super amazing. Same with Ed. Maybe his would be more, have to be proven that it does exactly what it says it does for me. But he's the only one that actually makes sense for how I play and what I would be doing. Roy is really far out there for me. So I hope that this has been helpful and informative and giving you some clues of, hey, maybe you need to second guess what you're doing, or be patient and don't summon day 1. There's nothing in the game that says you have to summon these units the second that 2-week banner drops. That's right. The collab units will have 2 weeks, and the custom group summon will have a month-long thing coming on. But this is speculation. This is just me going off of looking at facts, looking at patterns, and looking at, again, the consistencies they've held up to this point. I could be completely wrong, and it literally could just be a Deanne banner dropped right in the middle, very distastefully, and they could literally completely ignore SSB this year and drop a custom group summon banner later on in the year. They could skip over Holiday Euphigne's buff, which would be tasteless considering they haven't done that to a limited unit yet, but it's nothing to say that it can't happen. So that's my 2 cents. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. I'll be happy to talk to you guys about this stuff. Again, just remember, this isn't confirmed. This is just me going off of what I see, and the writing's on the wall. And, Watson, I think we've got it. I think we really do have it. So, y'all take care, enjoy, and we'll see you in the next one.